What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first official video of McCracken Pine. Today I'm going to be taking you through building a 5x5 freestanding chicken brooder. So hang in there. Hopefully we'll have some fun doing it. Maybe I won't have to bleep too much of this out. But yeah, thanks for joining. Let's get into it. All right, so let me take you through what I've done here. Let me walk over here and get this deal. All right. So since we're doing a 5x5 and we're not mitering our corners, we cut one side at 5 foot even over here, and this one we did 57 inches. Can't find my pen, of course. All right, so we're going to be taking this, marking it. At least I had a second pen on me. Taking this one, marking it. And now this is our 5 foot section. We're using 10 foot 2x6. This will be our quote unquote base. All right, let's get to cutting it. All right, so now throw it up here on our miter saw. Make sure y'all can see everything here. All right, one important thing to remember when you are cutting with any saw, always go from the side that you measured from to here, and you want your blade to line up like this. You want it to be closing in on the right side. If I can get the dang thing. There we go. Closing in on the right side just like that. So you want to take this half of the line. And they're going to fall. That's fine. Oh. All right, same thing with this one. You'll get it over here like this. Beautiful. Do the same thing with the other two pieces. Oh. All right. We'll cut off this end. All right, it's harder than it looks with one hand. Now, I got a 4x4 to mark up, and then I'll meet you back at the frame. All right, I immediately changed my mind. Everything's content. So let's try to cut it. All right, so we're going on the right side of this line. If I can move this big behemoth. Oh, God. I like it. So now, this is where we run into some problems. You got to find a way to not only cut this, but to keep it from killing somebody as it falls. So I'm going to take something down here just to catch it when this side falls, so maybe I have any God-given chance of catching this side. All right, here we go. All right, that didn't go too bad, actually. These old 4x4s from Lowe's that are pressure treated, you kill an elephant with one of these things. And we measured from this way down, so I'm still cutting on that right side of that line. All right, there's one leg. It's two legs. Let's hold it with the saw. Look at that. All right, let's go over here to the ground. All right, so now we got our square. The reason we made this shorter, right? So this side and that side is shorter. The only reason we did that is so it will be a perfect 5 feet this way to this way and that way to that way. So we're getting a old Metabo framing nailer here loaded up with some nails now for sure. All right, we got our air compressor done up. I'll put me a little oil down in this thing here. If you've never bought a framing nailer, these things are awesome. I just bought it not too long ago, maybe, I don't know, probably a month ago now. And this thing, you talk about quick. That thing will put together whatever you need it to. All right, I'm gonna put you back on the head or the tripod, and we'll get back to it. All right, y'all. Not only did I forget to film, forgot to push record, I also forgot to wear my mic when I was refilming the part I didn't film. So here we go. We're gonna do this again. So we took our framing nailer. We framed two, hit 2 framing nails on each side. And this side, you'll be able to see it on this end over here. But this board right here is kicked out. So the bottom is kicked out. So what you do to combat that, instead of a nail, because these are smooth, these aren't going to, necessarily pull something in and hold it real tight. We just drilled us a 3.5-inch deck screw into this bottom, sucked it right up. I think we're going to have to do the same thing over here because we got a little bit of a bow, but let's try hammering it in real quick and see if we can't. See there? That's not gonna suck it up. So we're gonna pull this nail out and I'm gonna run a deck screw through there and see if we can't get these sucked up. We're gonna take this board right here and run it across here, and you'll see in just a minute while we're doing that. But it should be perfect length. And it is. Fits up flush there, fits up flush there. Now this isn't die-all importance, okay? This isn't a hill you have to die on. But if you want things to look good, like I do, just give it a measurement. Give it a measurement. We know it's 5 foot, 2.5 foot, which is 2 foot 6 inches. If I can ever get this tape measure on here without dropping it. All right, so 2 foot 6 inches. That's going to be right there. So we'll come here and we'll kick this. Kick this over here. I mean, you can just about look at that and go, oh yeah, that's good enough to shoot. So let's go ahead and pop some nails in it, and we'll get on to the next step. All right, take a hammer and tack it in. I can't have that air compressor running just because it's the noisiest thing in the world. And these hammer blows are already loud enough on camera. So we're going to be avoiding that at all costs. All right. So now, there's our basic frame. I tell you what, let's get our legs on. We'll flip her over, and then we'll check square, because it'd be a lot easier to adjust and keep it that way rather than squaring it now, doing this, flipping it over, and having to square it again. So let's just do this. So these are 4x4 treated posts. And remember, we had that bow and this board running right here. So it's not going to sit perfect on there, but that's not a big deal. We got big old 3.5-inch nails, and we got 3.5-inch screws we can run in it too. 2 nails on each side in this one, and then we'll run a big 3.5-inch deck screw into it. And when you're doing stuff like this, come outside of it and look at it. Because like when I'm sitting here looking like this, for some reason to my eye, it looks like this is going this way, and it's not. But if you really want to get anal and check it, you can always do that too. Get you a level, put it on the side, and check it. All right, let's see here. Telling y'all though, that thing right there, worth every penny. And it saves a ton of time for little stuff especially. All right, one more to go. If you got nasty corners like this, just stuff that don't look right, always turn it to the inside where nobody's going to see it. Nobody wants to be staring at an ugly old crack. Slipped right as I went to shoot it here. Let's see. Hammer can fix a lot of things. Wives, children. Not really. You just use your fist on them. Here we go. I'm just joking. All right. Let's flip this big sucker over and move on to our next step. All right. So there's our table. This piece is nice and flat. That board had a little bit of a bow in it, but that ain't anything we can't take out. All right. Anyway, I'm going to take this hammer, flush this up. Now let me tell you what you can't do with screws. You can't do that. If you put screws in here and try to hammer this nail like this, you just can't do it. All right, so I'm going to take 3.5-inch screws. What can you see here? I'm going to put one in each side going all the way around. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's get this done here. End. Last couple here. Next thing we're going to be doing is putting hardware cloth across the front of this thing, across the top here. That's why we put this board, so we can have a place to join it. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. Well, let me tell you something. If you ever want to feel absolutely awful about how you look, film yourself in 0.5x on an iPhone and bend over. Tell me how you like that. All right, so what we're fixing to do, I'm putting hardware cloth on here. We're going to meet them in the middle. I might put you back on my chest for that just so you can actually see. I feel like it'll look better than being on this tripod 1,000 miles away. So let's do that real quick. All right, hardware cloth. If you want something to absolutely aggravate you to death, buy a roll of this and just try to unwind it. It'll make you just absolutely want to hurt somebody. So what I do, you don't have to do this. I cover it up about halfway on this board, and I take 1/2-inch staples, and I staple it, and then we'll roll it out, and whatever excess we have, we're going to cut off with a grinder, if that makes sense. So, let's jump on that real quick. All right, so we're just going to take it. Sucker sounds weak today for some reason. May have some sawdust or something stuck up in here. Anyway, we can always fix it with a hammer. You get the idea. I'm going to staple it all the way down. Let me cut this sucker off for a minute and figure out what's going on with the stapler. All right, let me just quickly show you all this. So all I do, I go over every couple of inches, and I take with my pliers, and I just grab it and pull it, and then I'll staple it, then I'll hammer it, and as you can see, it's nice and tight. So I'm going to get this side finished, and then we'll move on. All right, so we got it all finished up. All the sides are stapled. It's nice and tight on both sides. Now we're fixing to move on to framing it out. All right, so we fixed to frame this one wall up. We've got 5-foot base, 5-foot top, and then our studs are cut at, let's see here, 23 inches, I believe. I had to double check. The same thing, just line your corners up. Let's pull it in this way a little bit if you can. That way I can see something. That's fine. I'll just put one in it down here and we'll go to the other side. If you can convince somebody to help you, it makes it a little easier.
Yeah, it does. Is that it?
Yeah, looks like it to me. All right, and then you mark your spot 2.5 foot. Make sure everything's still. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, I got a little blue line right there marking 2.5 feet. We're going to center it up.
Move it back.
Just center it up on that line on your side. All right, let's see. And then we'll pop that. And that's it. And we'll do that 4 more times. All right, so just to give you an idea, that's what each wall is going to look like. It'll be flush on either end, and then we'll have to measure inside to inside to get our shorter walls, but we're going to go ahead and build this other 5-foot wall, and we'll get back to you. So we're going to put these up here. Do our best to get it even all the way across. See the ends. All right, just hold it right there, and I'm going to toenail it. Let's flush on this end. All right, I'm going to go straight down into that 4x4. One into there, and then a toenail. Then we'll hammer all those in. I can't turn that air compressor on just because it's so loud. So my gun's a little weak. Do the same thing here. All right. Toss me that little hammer. Let me hit a staple in over here. Good enough. All right. Same thing on this side here.
Go my way a little bit. All right.
All right. Good.
Seems like it is.
Let me come where you are here.
Looks good.
All right, so now you can see there's our two long walls. So now we're going to measure inside to inside, and we'll go from there. So let's just do 52 and 15/16. That's what the measurement was, wasn't it? One before 53? One notch before 53?
Yeah.
I know you know how to read a tape measure.
Yeah.
All right, so we need to cut 53 or 52 and 15/16, and then we'll do the same measurement here. So 23. Oh! All right, let's cut them. All right, what'd we say?
53, I believe.
53?
It might be just a little tight, but what the hell? I'd rather have it tight and loose.
Yeah, I would too. Only gonna get one out of this board. This one.
Oh, look how short it is.
You don't have the right one. Ah, look at there. Been doing all of it right. It's fine. And the other side's the exact same. Didn't we say that?
Measure it again to make sure.
We can. That's the throwaway. All right, so that'll be our top and bottom if you want it to be. We'll cut two more at 53. Oh. What's up, everybody? Connor here. Right at the end of that last clip, my phone died and I didn't realize it. We went ahead and put those two walls up, so we are going to just keep on rolling and pick up right here. All right, there's one cut out.
Oh, you stay right there, Mr. Cameraman.
Take something, hit that out, probably a hammer. It'll be fine. It ain't gotta be perfect. As long as it sits flush with the top, it's fine.
Well, everything else is perfect over here. Why do you think that don't have to be here?
Well, mainly just because it's on the inside.
Mine's perfect over here.
I thought you said it was perfect down here.
It was.
Oh, what's changed?
Nothing.
There we go. Hit yours all the way up. Give it a good tap from the bottom. That's perfect.
Will be way stronger.
Out of nails. Let me grab another sleeve. Oh.
All right. What you like now is just put the
plywood on the sides, the door, make the cutouts for the open end, and then adding that divider. But we'll add that divider on this side. That way it'll kind of come flush with something, you know.
Yeah, you won't put the divider in there first?
Yeah, we can.
Well, it'd be better.
I think that's what I did last time.
Reach down in there and try to do it.
Then I also took a little cutoff piece, just something like this, and I ran it like this. So I also had something on the bottom to back my plywood. So we can just take whatever cut off, one over there, nail them in, and then that plywood will sit on it, you know,
Sit on the,
like on this side,
yeah.
like that. All right, so this is what we did yesterday. Sorry I had to cut the video off. We added our other frame, left the space out, and then we came in, we added 2x4, cut a notch out of it, nailed it in place. We're going to set a divider here in the middle. So that's where we're at. All right, so we cut a piece 53 by 29 and a half, just to leave a little gap on the top. Cut a door out. We'll come back and put a hinge on that just a little bit later. But we're going to get started on cutting the rest of these walls, get this tacked in, and then I'll get back with you. This is the back side. We got our door put in. And this side's going to be fully enclosed. It's going to be a hot box over here. And then down here, it'll have basically like windows with chicken wire on it. That'll be the cool side, quote unquote. All right, so we're going to get to cutting and come back to you. So we got our first wall on. We're going to tack it in here. All right. I still think it's perfect with that, though. Let's just tack it in here. All right. There it is. All tacked up. All right. So now we put this up on our front wall. So like I was talking about, the front side is going to be cool. So this is going to have chicken wire on it. So we drew us a line. You know, we mocked this up like it was already put on the wall. Drew lines to show us where all of our boards come together to show where we can put our window. So we put our chicken wire up there just to see how much space, you know, we got, how much viable area we could cut out. And now we're going to measure 6 inch up, maybe a little shorter, maybe 4 inches. Let's do that. Let's do 4 inches up, 4 inches over on top, bottom, and sides. And we'll mark that up and get it cut. So we're going to go 4 inches in, 4 inches down, 4 inches up. Let me go down here and do another one. 4 inches in.
No, they're not. I'm just saying.
4 inches. We got to cut it straight.
Well, I know.
All right, we're going to go right there.
Right there?
Yep, just like that. All right, hold it right there. Go to the top. I like that better.
Hey.
All right, we're cutting out.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're cutting out.
Hey, you want to move these sawhorses?
Well, if you didn't have my blades, it'd come deep.
All right, so after getting the center cut out, we're gonna roll our wire out, staple it down, and then we'll put it up. We'll stretch it down there in a minute. But I just all right, I'm gonna come over like this and try to keep it from pulling back. There's what it looks like at the end. Now we're gonna take a grinder, cut straight off. All right, so we got it up here. We're just trying to get it flush on these two sides here. There, let me see it. That top edge here needs to come up.
Whoa, that's good.
No, it ain't. Now that's flat. That'll be just fine. But like I said before, you can fix a lot of things with a hammer.
Ready?
Yeah, just pop in corner. And we'll double check down here.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead. All right, now go ahead and just one in the middle, one in that corner. There we go. And just do maybe two, like one here, one there, one here, one there. All right. So it's taking shape now. Now you can kind of see what we're talking about. So our open side, door closes. All the ugly stuff is hidden behind the open side. All right, so now we're going to be measuring this side, cut it out, and then we're going to cut another one like we did on the front in this box here. So we're going to do that real quick. So we cut us out a template because after nailing this piece on the side, you know, you can't get inside the box. So we cut us out a template out of plywood, put it up there, leveled it, marked it. Now we're about to cut it out. So we got our hole cut out. We're going to take a grinder and go back and flush this up. And I'm going to get up in here, do the wire like we did on this side. Then we'll move on to doing the doors and the top. All right, so what we did here to make this a little easier, we attached little strips of plywood on either side. You can see we're about to get up there and screw it through. So that's what we're fixing to do now. I didn't have my microphone on the last one, so what we did, we cut a 10-inch piece by the length, just so it would give us a lip. And then to be able to attach our latches onto here, I just did a wider piece. Got it evened up, nailed in, and then now we're gonna make the doors, put the hinges on, and then we'll finish with the top. All right, so on our open side, put our chicken wire just like the rest of it. Got both of our doors cut out, and we're gonna hang them up on here. I'm gonna put you up on the tripod. All right, let's see.
Go from one extreme to the other. Too big or too little?
All right, can you just push right here?
I sure can.
There we go.
Well, I just had to figure out how to push it. I got knuckles burnt and that's chipped.
Can you grab me about 3 more screws out of that side over there? Okay, now we'll do the bottom. All right, let's open it up. Perfect. All right, so now that we got all that done, we're going to shave down some of the sides because everything's going to move when you do something to something else. That one actually ended up okay. This other one just needs a little bit off this corner right here. But other than that, we're going to be able to start working on the roof next. Oh, and we're going to grind these nail heads off real quick too. So. All right, I'm gonna rip this little 1x6 piece out for some backing for that other, for the plywood. I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get there. There it is. All right, just little 2-inch screws. Look, it looks good enough. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. All right, we just got the piece of plywood up top. Had to cut it at 61 1/8. Now we got to go cut us another one to fit that. I'm gonna get this nailed down, and we'll keep going. All right, you ready? Everything flush still.
It ain't moving forward like it did.
All right.
You gonna put some in this middle or not?
Yeah, we will, but I'll do it when we slide that other piece up there. All right, now we need to measure the front. All right, so we made us a cut list. So that one on the left here, we had to cut a little different than the one on the right, just because of how stuff ends up. So this was a 32 1/4 across. Okay. I'm gonna mark the same mark right up here again. And then both are 13 1/4. So we'll go here, 13 1/4. We'll go over here, 13 1/4. Now I'll cut the small side first. It'll be fine. All right, pieces in there. Toss me that. I can't even reach it. Got it up as much as we can. Whatever's left, we'll just sand it off. All right, it's all nailed in. We're going on to the next thing here. So we're just putting this hardware on. Now you probably can tell why we put the backing. This was the reason. Be able to screw this into something more secure than a 1/2 inch piece of plywood. All right, the easier way to do this, close it and lock it. You'll know exactly where you're supposed to put this at. All right, we'll just drill it in now. All right, then he'll have handles that go under here. I'll show you mounting one of them, and then we're just going to repeat it on the other side. All right, I'm just going to line this handle up here in the middle, just kind of eyeball it, and we'll make sure it's level with the other one when it comes time so it looks good. Done. That's it. So now you can open it and close it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and call it done. All right, it's done. Massive. Took us about 10 hours total to build the thing. But just thanks for, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna try to make it something worth watching. If you got any suggestions or something you want to see, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to me. We're gonna be doing some more projects here before long. So, see y'all later.